Jujutsu Kaisen finally comes back after taking a random break with Season 3, Episode 8, where we get to meet Higuruma and get his backstory, which I wasn't expecting to get half the episode dedicated to his backstory, but here we are. We will be talking spoilers for this week's episode, so this will be your spoiler warning. Now, first of all, I feel like the whole point of the backstory was to show how one good man can be turned and twisted into a monster because of the position he's placed in. Mostly because he's the defense lawyer. He's trying to prove people's innocence. People he believes are innocent, and he even tells them that he'll save them. He'll help them. Just for him to fail over and over and over again. No matter how much work he does, no matter how much evidence he gets to prove these guys' innocence, he still loses. Especially when he ends up running into Oi, who is shown to be innocent. He has a knife in his apartment. He's framed for murder. There's another suspect that just disappears. But instead of being like, hey, maybe it was the guy who took off, the prosecutor's like, no, it has to be him. Why would it be the guy that took off? That makes no sense. And of course, even though they won their trial, it gets appealed, and then they lost the second one. Higuruma failed. Like, he's not able to do it. He gets a disgusting look from Oi, and, you know, he feels like he's failed. Someone else now hates him for what he's done, and it takes a mental toll. I think they talk about that a few times in his backstory, showing that the mental toll of him trying so hard and then losing every time, even though he's doing his best, putting more and more toll on his mental state until he finally breaks. Which Oi was the person that broke it, because he helped this guy, he fed his cat, he took care of him, they won, and then they lost. And then when the disgust from Oi came to Higuruma, it broke him, and he unlocked his curse technique that was kind of like the scales of judgment to go against the trial and saying, hey, it's time for a retrial. Just to lead us into present day with Yuji going to see him. Yuji trying to talk to me like, hey, we got to work together. It's the only way for us to do this. But he doesn't want to do anything. He wants to see the Culling games play out. He sees it as kind of like a solution, at least in my mind, the way I was picking up on it, is that this is a way to get rid of a lot of shitty people. So because there are sorceries here, not all of them are good, not all of them are bad, it'll give us a kind of mix where he gets to face some of the bad ones and judge them for himself with his scales of justice. You know, you're a shitty person, you're dead, which is why he's 100 points. Plus the fact that he's going to go against Yuji, and he has a freaking domain expansion called Death Sentencing. Like, come on. That just shows that he's being the judge, jury, and executioner in this Culling games and where he's going from there. So really interesting to show how this character has been corrupted and changed and broke over the mental strain of his job. How he once was good, and then he turned bad because of everything that happened to him, and also just how corrupt and shitty the justice system is here. So it is interesting to see how they do that. But now we got to get ready for Yuji throwing hands to take the fight to him, to take those 100 points from him. And it's just a pretty cool episode to explain, like, just to show how someone kind of breaks from mental stress and how that can change their worldview and how much their curse technique also develops because of it. But with that, let me know what you thought of this week's episode, what you thought about the character Higuruma,